Every government in Europe thinks that child well-being is a really important issue, but at the moment our evidence base is quite limited, and in particular one of our challenges is understanding how over time people's situations and their context changes. And so what we need to answer that kind of question is longitudinal data. That's data that follows people over their lifetime and sees how their life changes.
This project's a development from an earlier project called MyWeb. Measuring Youth Wellbeing is what it stands for. And we're working with partners across Europe, experts in methodology on child wellbeing, people from different disciplines, sociology, psychology, political science. And together, what we're going to do is develop, on the one hand, the research instruments, the actual survey, which we need to be able to deliver the information that we need, the survey data information. But before we do that, we actually really need to convince funders, policymakers, politicians that this is a worthwhile thing to do. So we are very well aware that, that the business case for EuroCohort needs to be robust. There needs to be a clear understanding that it's worthwhile, that the costs of mounting what would be probably the largest survey in the world actually are outweighed quite significantly by the benefits to policymaking which will improve the well-being of children and young people.
The EuroCohort project is a major undertaking that involves academics from across Europe, from many different disciplines across the social sciences. What we're trying to do here is put forward a business case and a political case and a financial case for why a big cross-European longitudinal survey of children and young people is both possible and how it would benefit policymakers, not just now but also in the future. I'm very interested in how research and research findings find their way into policy and how they influence policymakers. So I'm leading a work package with colleagues over in Athens where we're looking at the process by which policy is made and how research findings influence policy. What we know from previous research is that the process by which research findings find their way into policy is not certain. We can't just rely on writing good research reports and assuming that people will read them. If we want policymakers to take note of what we're doing, we have to engage with them. We have to work with policymakers to understand the problems that they're facing and to make sure that our research is going to address those problems.
The EuroCohort survey will be the largest survey in the world. When we think about scientific research infrastructures, we often imagine them to be particle accelerators, the kind of things which physicists require. These sorts of research infrastructures require countries coming together, pooling their resources, and what we're doing is the same as that. We need to pool the resources of, ideally, all countries in Europe to collect this data so that we are able to be in a position to look at children's well-being comparatively in each European country and longitudinally. This will be a significant, large data set, a resource for scientists the world over. This is what a research infrastructure needs to deliver.